What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of HBCU Huddle. I am CJ, joined alongside, as always, by Grambling State's finest, Mike Wallace. Mike, how's it going, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going great, man. Hey, we're in the summer now. Weather's good, getting a little bit of vacations in, seeing the sun. Hopefully we'll get to see the sand a little bit again too, man. Looking forward to it. But it's always happening with the HBCU Huddle, so there's so much to get to, CJ. Good to be back with you, man. It seems like it's been a little bit.
It has been. Before we get going, is that a new shirt?
Nah, this is old,
That's
man.
old.
This is old.
Okay.
This is old.
All right.
This
okay.
old thing, you know what I'm saying? It ain't as quite.
It looks like it was, you know how we do these distressed items of clothing now,
yes,
where we make
yes.
them distressed, but it's still new. But that is, the fading is real, the cracking is real on that.
No, it was purchased to be distressed.
Oh, okay. All
but
right.
This is about a year and a half old now at this point, man. So I figured, you know what? Because I'm conscious about what I wear on this show, right? And I'm like, man, I can't wear the same thing back-to-back episodes. And so I got like a rotation of like 7 things, whether it's our HBCU Huddle branded stuff or our school branded stuff, man. So I found this one, man, and I just got back from Jamaica a couple days ago. I took this down there with me, and I was like, all right, let me wash this and wear this to the next show.
Because you started doing that, I was like, okay, well, now I can't just be out here in Ninja Turtle t-shirts every time.
Nah, you can. That's you. That's who you
are. So
are.
I've got a rotation of shirts now as well.
There you go.
So I've got my black superhero t-shirts that I will wear on this show. I got a couple other ones that I'll wear on this show.
We're strategic, man. We're strategic with this HBCU.
You said it's been a while, and it has been, and we are strategic with it. And we, all season, we're strategically doing shows. We're supposed to, if somebody doesn't mess up, this guy. We're supposed to do shows every other week. Let's take a look at our off-season schedule.
Okay.
We only got like 6 more shows until football season gets started,
people
Mike.
Involved.
Until the start of football season. So we'll be back June 18th. Then we'll go July 2nd, July 16th, July 30th, August 6th. And then August 20th will be the show that kicks off the football season. Like it'll be, I do believe August 20th will be the week 0 week. So like I said, we got 6 more shows, Mike.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what, while that list is up there, let's go ahead and make that July 2nd one optional. Let's go TBD on July 2nd.
I love it,
because that's the holiday
optional
week, yo. We're
gonna take all of the 4th off.
We got to take the whole week of the 4th off because I don't know about you, but I got to get my July 4th cookout ready, right? You know what I'm saying? I start marinating the meats on July 2nd for July 4th to put them on the grill, brother.
Clearly, you've never stopped and talked to one of the Black Israelites because they'll tell you, Mike, you wasn't free on July 4th. What are you doing? Why are you celebrating?
Hey, listen. I didn't say I was celebrating independence. And I'll tell the Black Israelites, man, freedom is a state of mind, boy. Your body can be in bondage, but your mind, if you free, man, you free.
Mike,
but having said all that, I'm going to tell you like this. I need to start marinating my ribs, my chicken, and my kebabs on the 2nd. I might not be here with a show for you. So you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
And maybe we make that the show. Maybe we just go ahead and do food prep as the show, man. The Black Barbecue food prep for July 2nd.
July 4th is Tuskegee's Founders Day.
Oh, it is?
In my house, we always celebrate Tuskegee's Founders
Day. Founded on the 4th of July.
Yep, it's incredible. It's good stuff. I still get to cook out and still get to eat. Mike, we got great stuff to get to in this episode of HBCU Huddle. We'll be talking with Kelvin Gates, family member of the show. We've been doing this show so long. Our family continues to grow. Speaking about cookouts, Kelvin Gates will be here to give us tips and pointers on tailgate cooking, as well as talk about the upcoming SWAC picnic that's going to take place in Memphis. He'll share some details about that. It's a whole weekend now, so I can't wait to pick his brain about that. We will also be sharing our pick 6 this week. Our pick 6 is homecoming. What is it? Classics. 6 classics we're looking forward to the most in the 2025 football season. If there is time, I'm going to put Mike Wallace on the spot. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yes.
Mike watched the first disc of season 1 of the Boondocks, correct?
I sure did,
so
in one setting.
That's how good it was.
In one
That's
sitting.
how good. I knew it was good. If there's time. So we got to stop getting off task. Got to stop getting off topic. If there's time, we'll get Mike's thoughts and we'll try and break down that first disc of season 1 of the Boondocks. But let's get started with this, Mike. The Black College Football Hall of Fame inductees got announced. The Black College Football Hall of Fame Board of Trustees, they're going to introduce the class of 2025 at the 16th Annual Black College Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony presented by the Atlanta Falcons on June 7th. The induction ceremony will take place at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at the the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, Georgia. The NFL Network's Steve Weich will serve as the Master of Ceremonies as the Black College Football Hall of Fame honors the class of 2025. And there they go, Mike. You got Henry Dyer from your neck of the woods, Grambling State. We have Rasheem Mathis from Bethune-Cookman, Jaquay Nunnally from FAMU, one of the Rack boys, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie from Tennessee State, Jay Walker from Howard, Coach Fred Pop Long from all of the HBCUs in Texas. Mike, that's a good list, isn't it?
That's a phenomenal list, man. And if we could throw back to that list real quick, I mean, I've covered or known those guys, many of those guys personally on that list. I was in Tallahassee covering FAMU during Jaquay Nunnally's tenure there. He became the NCAA's all-time leader in receptions. I was at the game where he broke the record. He broke Jerry Rice's record at Southern, and I was at that game at Southern.
You were there for that?
I covered FAMU during that time, during his time there. It was Billy Joe, head coach, and obviously Jaquay Nunnally is the 185 at the top right there with the orange in the FAMU jersey. And quick story about him, I covered them all that season. He was there from, I want to say, 98 to 2001, somewhere around there. In his fourth year, he broke Jerry Rice's record. I want to say it was 325 or 380 career receptions. We were at Southern. They played Southern that night. He broke the record on a shovel pass from Quinn Gray. Quinn Gray was the quarterback. Jaquay Nunnally had the shovel pass, caught it, came across the middle, broke the record. After the game, we talked about it. I went back to the team hotel. They stayed in Baton Rouge overnight that night. And that Saturday night, Jaquay gave me the ball in his hotel room. He gave me the ball that he broke the record with because he knew as part of my job as the sports reporter for the Tallahassee Democrat, I went down the next day. The San Francisco 49ers were in New Orleans to play the Saints.
On, man.
It just worked out perfectly. One of the greatest weekends of my sports career was seeing Jaquay Nunnally break Jerry Rice's NCAA all-time receptions record. And then the next day, that Sunday, Jerry Rice was in the same state, an hour away in New Orleans, playing the 49ers. The 49ers were playing the Saints. I went into the locker room with the football, and I said, Jerry, this is, I told him who I was, and I said, Jaquay Nunnally broke your record, and I just wanted to get a couple quick comments from you, and if you want to sign the ball, Jaquay would love to have it. And Jerry was like, man, it's congratulations to him and his family. It's a great record. My time at Valley meant a lot to me. And to see another HBCU guy break the record is significant. So I don't lose sight of that. But records are meant to be broken, man. And, I went back from New Orleans, went back to Tallahassee on that Monday. FAMU returned to practice that Tuesday. And, man, I gave Jaquay Nunnally the ball and told him what Jerry Rice said. I wrote my piece, gave him a copy of the article that I wrote, man, and it was just, to this day, like Jaquay Nunnally, when I see him every time, now and then, we check in, and that's a moment that we share all the way up to this day, man. So I can't be in Atlanta to help him celebrate that induction, but that brother deserves it, and I'm proud of him, man.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, man. I've been around covering a long time, man.
Yeah.
But that worked out perfectly for Rice and the schedule to be having the 49ers in New Orleans the same weekend that FAMU was at Southern. And it was meant to happen, man. And I felt like that was one of the greatest opportunities that I've had in my sports career.
And there are few whole teams, position groups, however you want to look at it, that everybody knows, right? Like at the time when Florida A&M was humming in the 90s, people knew about the Rack Boys.
Oh, for sure.
The Rack Boys, that group of talented receivers, being able to have the head of that being honored is big. And we get creative in Hall of Fames all the time. I'm sure the others will follow not too long from now, but I think that you could put that group into the Hall of Fame and just say, hey, the Rack Boys are into
with that offense.
the Black College Football Hall of Fame, and it would be real fun to see everybody back together.
It was the Gulf Coast offense that Billy Joe referred to it as, and Billy Joe's in the Hall of Fame as well, the coach of that team. The Gulf Coast offense, there were the Rack Boys. It was Jaquay Nunnally, Kanan Lamb, Tariq Kaim, and it was one other gentleman that I'm Mitchell. His last name was Mitchell. I can't remember his first name. But those four guys, man, I mean, they were putting up the number one offense in at the time was 1AA football. They got to the Final Four of the playoffs with that team ultimately, man. And, Canaan Lamb went on to become a producer. He produced some of SWV's hits.
Okay.
He was a Miami-based music producer as well as a football player. So, just to see the success that group has had, man, and it was fun. That was the most fun that I've ever had covering a beat, was covering that FAMU HBCU run in the 1990s turning into the 2000s.
Yeah, that's a great story. That's great stuff. And it's fun. This is the point of Hall of Fame. Lost in some of the ceremonies, some of the larger, more known ceremonies about, hey, should he be in? Should she be in? They do enough. Lost in that is, hey, can you tell this sports story without this person? Mm-hmm. And then when they go into the Hall of Fame, it is a reminder for some like you about, oh, this is how it felt living through them at their peak. And for somebody like me, it is, I remember them vaguely. Let me learn more about them and then understanding their role and their place. Like being in Nashville, being around one of the spots we stayed in was directly across from Fisk University. I feel like I've shared that a time or two. And Fisk is right around the corner from Tennessee State. Yeah. So I knew Dominic Rogers Cromartie. So, I didn't know him, but I knew that story. That was something that we talked about in Nashville about how coming from Tennessee State, first round draft pick out of Tennessee State, how dominant he was in college. I think Tennessee State threw this up there on their website. He was targeted in college 161 times and only allowed 55 completions. That's around 35-ish% of the time. If you threw at him, you were going to complete the pass, which is insane to stop and think about. He was impactful in special teams with a couple of returns for touchdowns. He was blocking punts. Yeah. I think he ended his career with eight block punts at Tennessee State. First team all FCS or all D1. Was it FCS at the time? I think it was FCS.
It's still FCS, but Division 1 AA.
But I think it was FCS. I don't know. But all 1 AA, FCS, whatever it was. He was first team All-American 3-time, first team all OVC, right? Like I knew that stuff. And then you go watch him in the pros and it's like, oh yeah.
And he continued to do that, right? Yeah. He continued to do that. Same thing with Rashawn Mathis out of Bethune-Cookman. What he was as an NFL player was even greater than what he did at Bethune-Cookman. And then obviously Ted White.
Oh, wait. Yeah. That is an insane thing to say about a dude who had 14 interceptions and won the Buchanan Award, Pat Buchanan Award in college, which goes to the best defender in 1AA or FCS.
In the country.
In the country.
Yeah.
And Mike, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong saying that.
Both of those guys got better. Yeah, both of those guys got even better. And then, obviously, with Walker, Jay Walker, man, I mean, at Howard, being the quarterback, he's also the face and the voice of HBCU football coverage night in and night out.
Does a great
job. ESPN alongside, my girl Tiffany. And, to see these guys, this is a high-powered class across the board, man. And it's going to be a great time in Atlanta this weekend as those guys go in.
On Mathis.
Yeah.
So, okay, I remember him for the Jaguars. Yep. I don't remember much, but I remember that name being called, and I remember watching being like, oh, he's kind of good. Mm-hmm. You could argue, and I went downstairs and talked to D. Nell, head of our social media team. He worked in Jacksonville.
For the Jaguars,
and I was like, hey, where does he rank all time? And he's like, oh, absolutely top 25, probably top 10. I might have him in my top 5. Hold on, wait a second. We did this actually. I was a part of the team that worked on because the Jaguars expansion team. We did our 25 best players for our 25-year celebration anniversary. And he was like, oh yeah, he was 8th. He was eighth all time in Jags history.
And they've had some talent come through.
And you could argue legitimately, and nobody would bat an eye. It wouldn't be a hard argument to make best defender in Jags history.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Yeah.
The way that he intercepted, this isn't college, this is pros. We're kind of off topic here. It's not the Jaguar Hall of Fame, it's the Black College Football Hall of Fame. But some of those interceptions, I've forgotten that he got the pick 6 in the playoffs in overtime against the Steelers to get the Jags that win and get them, deeper into the playoffs. I do believe they went to the conference championship game that year. He was somebody who could take the ball away, and he was just one of those dudes. Once I get it, I know exactly what to do with it. Yes. 14 interceptions. You only play 12 games, Mike.
Yeah.
He's getting an interception a game.
Plus one. Yeah.
An interception and some a game.
Yeah.
Dude should have stopped throwing to him. I'm sure they tried, but my man is everywhere.
Big time talent right there. Big time talented class, man, across the board. And, like I said, you had one of the college football's most productive players in history, and then you had 3 other guys who made it to the NFL. Mm-hmm. And all 4 of those guys, in addition to a coaching legend, is going to be inducted or has been inducted, and they're just going to have their ceremony. And it tells you about the talent, man. I mean, Jacksonville is a franchise. You talked about Mathis. On both sides of the ball, they've had a lot of influential HBCU players turn out to be impactful players for them as well in that organization, man. So, again, big-time class, big-time crop. I don't know if you can top that group that's going in this weekend.
It's going to be a special group. You brought up that legendary coach. I jokingly said he coached at every HBCU in Texas.
Yeah.
Paul Quinn, Wiley, Prairie View A&M, and Texas College. Got 3 black college football national championships. Coach Fred Pop Long has first black graduate from Milkenin in 1918.
Wow.
The man played in the Negro Leagues for the Detroit Stars and the Indy ABCs. That's what this Hall of Fame is about. It's about honoring those who helped pave the way. I'm not sure if we get the same level of attention and notoriety and the same level of coaching if he doesn't come through. I think he coached for 40 or 50 years, only 9 losing seasons. That's an incredible job. Tip of the cap, hats off to him. Everybody being inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Oh, and by the way, Jada Byers still doesn't have the damn trophy, Mike. So he's gonna get the trophy for the Deacon Jones Trophy, which goes to the Black College Football Player of the Year. So he's gonna get that. And then Kobe Durant out of South Carolina State. We remember him from that Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
Star defensive back. He'll be honored during the same ceremony after being named the Black College Football Pro Player of the Year in the 2024 season presented by the NFLPA.
Oh, that's big time.
You've got the Hall of Fame inductees going in, and you've got this year's award winners getting a hand on their trophy finally.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those events that now that you see everything that goes into it, we got to get there. HBCU Huddle has to get there for one of these celebration weekends when they're doing this, man, induction weekends, because there's so much going on. They're honoring different layers and different levels of impact across the sport, all based on HBCU participation. Man, what a phenomenal weekend in Atlanta, and what a phenomenal group that's doing it in the HBCU Football Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, and we are already behind. I've got to speed this thing up, Mike.
All right.
So we can get to your Boondocks breakdown. We got Kelvin Gates coming on. He's going to talk to us about the SWAC picnic going on in Memphis, Tennessee, and the SWAC picnic weekend. You don't want to miss it right here on HBCU Huddle in the Built for Tough Studios on Grind City Media.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with, where you have a better chance.
But you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
There's a lot of guys around the NBA who have signature shoes who it's kind of weird that they have a signature shoe.
Yeah.
You guys know who this is?
This is the D-Lo's, right? That's D-Lo's logo.
That's right, D'Angelo Russell. Who's this one? Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
Denver Nuggets.
Oh, Aaron Gordon, brother.
Aaron Gordon.
That's a good colorway.
Isaiah Stewart.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
I could have just said, who is this? You guys wouldn't have been able to tell from the picture. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Tony Allen joining us. I believe
Young TA, what a fresh chop. That boy sliced today, boy. You say, that boy got the tape on the side. Okay, TA.
Hey, and I like how you blurred out your background so we can't see that Laquita this time.
Can't see the hole in the wall, TA.
Can't see the hole in the wall.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back in, everybody. HBCU Huddle. CJ Hurt, Mike Wallace, Built for Tough Studio family member. Kelvin Gates is here, y'all. One of the best damn tailgaters in all of the South. Kelvin Gates, I don't, did you go to JSU? Do you like JSU or something like that?
Hey, man, you know, I'm even keeping the Dion red.
Kelvin Gates, for those of you who don't know, we have him on at least once every year. Proud JSU alum, and he does a great event every year in Memphis, annual event, the SWAC cookout, where everybody who is affiliated with the SWAC in the city, they all come through. He feeds them, they hang out, listen to good music, have a good time. It's like, think about a family reunion with everybody from the SWAC, all the alum from the SWACs, all the SWAC alum chapters in the city get involved. It's that time of the year again, Kelvin. It'll be this month. When is it?
June 21st.
June 21st. The SWAC picnic will take place, but it's a whole weekend now.
Yes, whole weekend.
Has that always been the case?
Yeah, we started when we first started. We had the whole weekend. Then it just kind of wind down. We started doing the cookout part on Saturday, but people wanted to bring back. Matter of fact, you came out. We had bowling, and we take our trash talking on bowling. Then we, of course, I'm a little older, so we do our bowling. Then we cook. Then guess what? We show up at church and still keep trash talking. So we make it, like you said, it is a family reunion, no doubt. That's the atmosphere. Talk trash, and this year I have the #1 trash talking to let all those SWAC other companies, other places know that who won the SWAC? Oh yeah, Jackson State.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Kelvin Gates has the championship rings and pedigree to prove it. Jackson State went all the way. Coach T.C. Taylor guided that phenomenal team.
They
to
were
not
undefeated
only
this year.
SWAC championship, but also the HBCU National Championship.
Yeah.
No, they were not undefeated.
They were undefeated.
They were not undefeated.
Hey, my fault. Who they lose to, Michael?
That school in it used to be called Negro Normal Institute of Grambling, Louisiana, right? It's called Grambling State University. So I knew Kelvin was going to be here. I knew he was going to be bringing his Jackson State gear, but I wore this as a reminder, CJ. I dusted it off and wore it as a reminder that they are the champions. But Grambling State is the team that beat the champions, so that makes us, in wrestling parlance, the Intercontinental SWAC champions right there. But Kelvin, man, again, I can speak to the wonderful, phenomenal SWAC alumni weekend that you guys do, because I was at the events. I've been at the events for the last several years. Got to the bowling last year. It seemed like it was just yesterday.
Right.
And if I recall, the brother that was the Grambling alum was the one throwing the most strikes down the lane.
He was.
There you go. So it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was another brother, and I got video of that and put it up on our show last year to prove it. But just how the relevance of that a SWAC alumni weekend. I mean, you've been doing it for years. It goes back generations and decades, and you're seeing people's kids and now their grandkids becoming a part of it. Why did it start, and what do you still hope to accomplish with it by being one of the coordinators year in and year out?
Man, it's just like you said. We were sitting around, and I had moved to Memphis, and basically, I was missing out being in Jackson, closer to a bigger fan base. And so, of course, here we start reaching out to all the chapters here. We say, hey, look, everybody's got a chapter, even if maybe the membership's down. And of course, it also started out as a membership drive for the other chapters. And originally, Alcorn and Jackson State got together the very first one. We had so much fun, and then we branched out. We reached out to all the other chapters. We told them how much fun we had, and man, it just snowballed. I mean, like you got the family reunion idea. It is a classic. It was just easy to promote. Then, like you said, we started seeing the kids go. They would drop by. Now we got kids who have graduated from the first one who are bringing, maybe not their kids, but their teenage kids to show them what the experience, and not just the experience, how this lifelong friendship is there. The most amazing thing I love is people will come up to me and go, I'll have a conversation with someone, and they'll say, do you know him? And I said, no. I said, and they said, it sounds like y'all know each other. That SWAC experience is the same across the and not only timelines, the dorm room, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to discourage any kids, but it is fun to talk about, the hot water not being on all winter long, but it makes you tough. You appreciate it. The kids don't have that much problem. Actually, they got some good lunchrooms now in the SWAC, but they still had that experience of the football team getting shuffled in and getting the food before them. It's just fun. Not the teachers, maybe every now and then some of the teachers, but it's that same camaraderie at every school, and it's just amazing. It is amazing. The band, oh man, that's a whole nother. The cookout can be separated by band fans and football. Then you got the guys who were in the band, but then they come over here and talk football. Man, I'm talking about that's a whole. Then you got I love having the dancing girl people who were in the dancing girl groups. Dance troops, they even have their own. I mean, we actually have. You just made me realize we end up having like little subcommittees, and you can just hear the conversation going on.
And it's trash talk across the board. Like that's the one thing that unites everything. One other thing that's also synonymous with the SWAC alumni picnic is that you do it for a cause too. Like Kelvin Gates, this man right here will feed anybody. All you got to do is show up with a canned goods. Because and it benefits. Is it the Mid-South Food Bank?
Mid-South
Food Bank. Bring a canned good because he's going to feed you. But it's all about feeding you with a purpose and camaraderie with a purpose. So much food gets donated to the Mid-South Food Bank because of what this man and his team is putting together. So first off, kudos for that as well too.
Yeah, and I think this year, I think the guys are trying to challenge me. If you saw the flyer there, we're gonna have a little competition in the the food. So now don't get me wrong. I like anything else. I'm gonna try to be humble if I were to lose to somebody's dish, but if don't let me win,
Man, if we've tasted everything, just about everything.
If you lose, God bless the person who made the food that beat you, right? There have been. If you listen to this show, you remember all of these stories, but gone to Jackson State several times. Took the nieces down there one year for when college football game day was there, and was like, okay, Here's this part of it. Let's walk through the tailgate so you guys can see what that's like. And Kelvin was like, "Hey, come through if you're ever here. Right. Don't ask, just come through." I was like, "All right, he told me where the tailgate was, and I was just like, all right, we just gonna show up. Food's not gonna be done. But it's there." And the food was done. He had 3 different things going. He had breakfast, lunch, and dinner going, right? Like it was, oh, y'all hungry? Y'all want some breakfast, huh? Here you go. And just started handing out. And my nieces till this day, if we get to talking about that, she's like, yo, you remember when we went to that thing at the tailgate? And I was like, yes, the food is good. That we had at the Southern Heritage Classic. Went out there, you were making pizzas. That cheese pool lives forever in my mental mind up here with that. Are you going to be back tailgating at the Classic?
Yeah,
Southern Heritage Classic.
Just like Mike says, once the SWAC family, not only do I do it for my alumni family here, I am separated in my family by my siblings, 2 Alcanites and 1 Valley, and I love them. I mean, we even had competitions back in the day. Whoever won the SWAC, we got our dad a T-shirt. So of course, back in my day in '86, we had those 4 years. So I got my dad a T-shirt for 4 years. So anyway, another story. I'm telling you, trash talking this all the time. But that's the same idea. I love the fact that you saying that about your kids. I mean, we've got the SGA president. One of the guys in our group knew the SGA president. He came by the tailgate. We told him, don't just bring yourself, bring the whole SGA. And those guys now, they're out, got their MBAs. And then I also love, I see the networking. I hear a guy say, hey, I'm in Dallas this year. I just moved there. Hey, hook me up, look me up. We might have something to go. And I'm thinking, wow, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. A young kid talking to, especially, matter of fact, my Houston, I went to school with a lot of guys who live in Houston. And apparently the accounting, that's not my major, but apparently there was a time where Houston accounting in oil was some kind of big thing. Well, I would see these young kids in 2013 when I first, started tailgating when my son was there, talking to the guys who'd been down there. And I'm hearing them say, hey, I work at Shell. Oh, you there? See, an internship. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted for in each one of the different areas. Or if it's just networking, hey, I just moved there, and I need somebody to help me move. I will say that my age group might be out of the moving age, but they might rent that U-Haul truck. And look, we even have fed our worst enemy. The Southern Jaguars. Do you know how hard it is to feed them? I mean, and then they'll whisper to me, "Hey man, your gumbo is pretty good." So that right there,
Yes,
you know. And
yes,
CJ's even had the gumbo.
Oh
so,
yeah, I have.
Yeah, and we pour stuff. We make up stuff while we're out there. We pour the gumbo over pancakes, or
I had that. I had that.
Because we're not leaving in the food. Same thing at the tailgate. At the picnic last year, we did brisket. Next thing I know, we're making brisket pizzas out there. Because I'm not taking anything home. People need to understand when you tailgate, you've packed this stuff up, you've cooked. There's no take stuff home. I bring doggy bags for You're gonna take. Mike can attest to that. We're not taking nothing home. Cheesecake. We got desserts. We cover it all. We cover it all. We cover it all. So
you do, and you cover it all, and you've been covering it all. And at the end of the day, as much as the rivalries are there across the board, it's a family connection. And just talk about what you guys hope to accomplish with this month's event. So it starts Friday. Walk us through, and if we can pull up the graphic one more time. Start us Friday and take us through the weekend.
Right. So once again, we start on Friday with the bowling.
June 20th.
June 20th, that Friday. And once again, like Mike, he came out last year, like he says, it's great. We obviously team up by school, and and no one turns down anybody who wants to be on the team. Now, if you throw a few gutter balls, they might cut you, but it starts off with that, and that's fun, and we just have that good day. And of course, we're going to turn around that next day. We're going to meet out at the park. We're going to sit around. Oh man, it's really getting great because people are even bringing their tents. So not only are we sitting up under the pavilion, we also have people are bringing their Southern tent, their Gremlin tent. Pine Bluff still love how they show up, and Valley, and it's just great. We sit out there, we talk, all the noise with that, we feed, we sit around.
And that part, that Saturday's picnic is where? Which part?
Cameron Brown Park.
Cameron Brown Park.
Yeah, Cameron Brown Park. And so we do that, and then from there, after that night, we sit around, and then we go out, we worship fellowship on that Sunday. I have to look up there for the church
St.
service.
Paul.
Yeah, because usually I recommend it. We try to move that around each year. So typically, what happens is we've had it at Bethel, out at Germantown. We've had it at my church at Oak Grove. So we just
different memberships.
Yeah. So it's always that member who wants to brag about it. And typically, sometimes I'm surprised we haven't never had it at. No, we did. We did have it out at the infamous, what's his name, out in South Haven?
Brown?
Yeah, we did have it at Brown.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, Brown, man, it was enough Jackson State people out there for everything. But that's, once again, we even brag about that. We even brag about how many people show up at the worship service.
There you go.
There's no moment that if your group has the most, most participants, most this, most that, most preachers, most choir members, we take it all. But like you say, the main thing, it is all in fun. It is all in fun, and the beautiful thing about it is that friendship keeps going along. Your friend Corey, look at him. Yeah. He comes out, and he actually has joked with me about going on one of his bus tours and cooking for the kids. But I tell him, man, I'm tailgating, so I can't make that. But that's what I'm telling you. That is the number one thing that I love more than anything, is to watch people not even know. How about people who work together in some of the big IRS, two SWAC people. Oh, you work out there and they work out there. Next thing you know, they're talking. So I met a lot of FAMU grads who work with me and had no idea. So that right there is the number one thing. It was what we started for, the networking, so that we know that we've got our own fan base here in Memphis, and this can be done in other cities. I've actually, you're gonna love this. I think I saw Atlanta and a few other cities branch out.
Oh, they have. Yes.
People joke with me and say, hey, Kelvin, I said, no, listen, there's no I started that, but I'm glad to see that they saw
the influence,
the idea, and know that you can do that. And I've been invited to go out to the Atlanta one. I go up to Chicago all the time. Matter of fact, I'm in trouble with my alumni. They checking my membership dues. They think I've joined two places, but
that's all of that is great, Kelvin. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for putting this event on. It's a great event, June 20th. Billy Harwick's be there with your bowling shoes and your bowling ball, and then carry on all of the fun and the momentum with from the bowling to the cookout to the worship service as well. Thank you so much, Kelvin, for coming in. We'll catch up with you real soon, man.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to do our pick six. We're going to talk about the 6 classics that we're looking forward to the most this coming football season. And if there is time, we're going to talk something about the Boondocks, baby. You don't want to miss it right here on HBCU Huddle on Grind City Media in the Built for Tough Studios.
We touched on this earlier, the panel here, about what really has been the mainstay of the Grizzlies, and that's Jaren Jackson Jr. Trip has just been awesome.
He's posting guys up. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's physical, and he's scoring all type of ways.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Tony was the defensive guy, but Zebo was the offensive guy. So you could speak to this. It's way worse when you're getting doubled, right?
You got tripled. I had went through that for it. When I was in Portland, you had me on the team. You got tripled. You hear me, Rose? You can't talk about those. You got to talk about triples.
You got triple teams.
This man was scoring on 3 dudes.
Swing, TA.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. We will get into all things Grizzlies, but first and foremost, a big congratulations to the Memphis Tigers for locking up at least a share of the AAC title. First time since joining the American Athletic Conference that they are regular season conference champs.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I see people who look like me and were born probably in the same decade as me, watching all of these young people jump into the transfer portal and saying, it's ridiculous. You got to stop thinking about this like it's a normal college experience. It is not. You know what the priority is? Maximize your earning potential for every year of eligibility you have left. That's what this is about now. These are jobs.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back in, everybody. HBCU Huddle, CJ Hurt, Mike Wallace. Thank you again to Kelvin Gates. Absolutely get out there and kick it with him at the SWAC Picnic weekend. It's time for our Pick Six, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season. I'll get things started here. Let's go with the Orange Blossom Classic.
Okay.
That is FAMU this year. FAMU was back in that classic. That is FAMU and Howard, old MEAC rivals. I don't think they've faced off since FAMU left. This is a FAMU team that is trying to get back to winning or competing for a postseason versus either a Celebration Bowl or a playoff. This is a Howard team that's got to fill in some holes and find a way to continue to remain relevant in the MEAC, as South Carolina State and North Carolina Central seem to be the power teams in that conference. So I got Orange Blossom Classic up there for me. Next up, the Legacy Series. Tennessee State, Alabama A&M, that's going to be fun. Hurts me that is not here for the Southern Heritage Classic. But you know what is here for the Southern Heritage Classic, which is next up on my list. We get Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alcorn State. This classic is always one of the classics that I look forward to the most. I bought my house because the parade route goes down the street, right? Like that's real. I love that. That's always going to be special for me. Speaking of special for me, Red Tails Classic. Anytime Tuskegee is playing, I'm excited about it. And this year, Winston-Salem State is coming. So that's Winston-Salem State, who had a tremendous season last year. Curious to see if they can start this year off on the good foot. MEAC SWAC Challenge kick things off. Southern taking on North Carolina Central. Southern, 2 of the past 3 seasons, have made it to the SWAC championship game. Have yet to win it. Have yet to win it. They didn't win it those 2 times that they went, but This is a SWAC team that is always in contention in that West Division, and North Carolina Central is trying to get back to their postseason ways after having back-to-back postseason appearances.
Right.
And what was that? 22-23. They won the Celebration Bowl in 22. They went to the playoffs in 23. And then last but not least for me, that Las Vegas Classic. It's just going to be so much fun to see those two programs.
Yeah.
Grambling State, Jackson State in Las Vegas. It's going to be good stuff, Mike.
Man, there's so many good things about your list, and I think we overlap maybe 2 or 3 of those games. I think we overlap 3 of those games, so we see the same things when it comes to that. In the Southern Heritage Classic, obviously, we weren't going to pass that one up. It's in our backyard here in Memphis. MEAC SWAC Challenge, I'm with you on that one as well, and that's the one that I start my list off with. Southern is in a unique situation. You know what I mean? Because they kept the interim coach. He got them to the SWAC championship game last year, and they feel like they're 1 or 2 pieces away from really being able to break through. So I'm looking forward to seeing both of those teams feel like they're on the cusp of something in terms of North Carolina Central and Southern when it comes to that. Next up on my list is Las Vegas. Obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas with a lot of support, a lot of NFL backing, and it's just going to be an event. You talk about not just a game, but an event. Both bands are going to be there, and I'm going to do everything I can to hopefully be there as well too. The NBA schedule will dictate my availability, but if I can get there on that game day, I will definitely be there for that one. Next up for me is going to be the John Merritt Classic. I think it's 2 tradition-rich programs. Tennessee State's biggest home game right there is the John Merritt Classic, and they're going to be going up against North Carolina A&T. And A&T has struggled, but they are a championship program not too long ago, when they were last in the MEAC. So they're trying to turn their program around a little bit to get back to what they had not too long ago. And coming to Nashville to play Tennessee State, just the college fair for Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T, recruiting our students in this region is going to be fantastic to give them some two major schools to look at from there. Next up after that one, for me, Southern Heritage Classic, we talked about it. Some new blood there in terms of Alcorn State. I think they will bring the gate. They will bring the attendance. And UAPB is going to be a proud alumni base that's going to show up for the second straight year here. It's basically Southern Heritage Classic from what Fred Jones told us or kind of indicated to us is going to be an opportunity to take a SWAC regular season game and relocate it to Memphis and pay both teams. Mm-hmm. So that's the model right now for this year as they switch off, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. Next up from there, you have, I want to say it was the Battle of the Bay, I think. Did I have that one up next? Okay. The Bayou Classic, of course. Bayou Classic, Grambling, Southern, bragging rights in the state, the biggest, highest attended game, national television coverage, tradition rich. I haven't been to one in probably 7 years. It means it's about time for me to get back down there to the Bayou Classic to check out Grambling. And last but not least, the Battle of the Bay Classic. Michael Vick and Norfolk State is going to play Hampton University in that Tidewater area. It's going to be thick. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time of the year. Michael Vick is going to know quickly what it's like to be in a rivalry matchup in a non-conference game against Hampton. That's going to be one of those games on the East Coast that you will definitely not want to miss. And that's my pick 6.
That's a good one. Battle of the Bay was my honorable mention. And John Merritt was an honorable mention also.
Okay.
For all of the reasons you laid out, that Battle of the Bay is going to have the most juice that I can think of in recent memory, right? Like there's going to be so much excitement and hype around that, similar to when Eddie George and Jackson and Tennessee State face off against Deion Sanders and Jackson State here at the Southern Heritage Classic, where it was a whole lot of excitement circulating around there.
So we overlap 3 games, and then that means that there are 9 classics that we gave you right there between our 2 lists. 9 total classics. We overlapped the Southern Heritage Classic, we overlapped MEAC SWAC Challenge, and we overlapped the Vegas Classic. So that we shared 3, and that means you had 3 additional and I had 3 others. So that's 9 classics, man. Hey, try to get to one of them. If you can make to one of those classics, actually 2. Get to the Southern Heritage Classic first and foremost, and if you can make a second one after that, man, you got 8 others to pick.
Absolutely. We have time, Mike. So
we have time. You made us have time.
We're going to talk about Boondocks next, right here at HBCU Huddle, built for Tough Studios on Grind City Media.
Former Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava is now a UCLA Bruin. They do think he's going to get around $2 million in California. That money's going to be taxed in a way different way than it is in Tennessee.
Yeah, good point.
So he will undeniably make less money playing football this season than he would have made had he just shut up and stayed in Knoxville.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. CJ will play a game called Can You Guess What This Person Does and Who This Person Is?
That's Sydney Sweeney. She's an actress. Dua Lipa.
0. That is Kendall Jenner, technically
No
a model.
way. Megan Thee Stallion, that singer?
No, that's Angel Reese, CJ.
No
That
way.
is Angel Reese.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How many threes did Tony take in his whole career? I'll say it's like 300.
I was going to say like 230.
Tony Allen took in his career 444 threes.
Wow, that is way too many.
Hey, you were a whopping 28% from Trey Lane in your career.
Oh, Tony!
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
This is Grind City Wrestling after WrestleMania.
Because Evolution is a mystery.
You know what else is a mystery?
What else is a mystery?
That man that's on your t-shirt.
Oh, this guy.
Missing in action.
Oh, we got to talk about this guy, man.
I'm sure we
I'm
will.
not happy with this guy, man. I'm wearing the shirt today for a reason, but I'm not happy with my guy on my t-shirt today.
I have a feeling that today you are going to be very vocal.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel. Welcome back in, everybody. We made time.
We made time.
So last show, we were talking about Boondocks. Well, we've been talking about Boondocks for a while, but last show I finally remembered to bring in the Boondocks Season 1 and Season 2 DVDs.
Okay.
So Mike, here you go. Here's Season 1, Disc 1 that has The Garden Party, The Trial of R. Kelly, Guest Holes Coming to Dinner, Granddad's Fight, and a date with the health inspector. Here you go, sit down and watch it. And Mike, you said you watched it all in one sitting?
Yes, I watched them all back to back to back. I took a break after the first 3. Took about 2 hours to go do some stuff, got up and got away, and I was like, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and finish this thing off today because I might not get a chance to get back to it, with a little bit of a mini vacation coming up. But I knocked them all off, man, in one day.
Just real quick before we get into
I shook my damn head every single episode, man. But go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you again.
Overall thought, was it just the fact shook your head every damn episode?
I shook my head every damn episode, and I'm like, come on, yo. Is this is it's so corny and raunchy that you can't look away, right? It keeps you galvanized. But you also are like, did I just hear what I just thought I heard? Like, this is crazy.
Mike.
But here's the beautiful part of it, though, and here's why it's timely. Look at that date over there, CJ. So we can almost say that we intentionally planned to do this on the 20th anniversary of the release of Season 1. 20th anniversary of the release of Season 1. CJ has me going back for the first time to watch Boondocks. Kevin said that he's known about it. My wife, Shay, said, you're watching this? And like everybody had an opinion, and I'm like, why am I the only one that hadn't really heard of this damn show, right? So of course they kept coming in and out from time to time, seeing if I was still hanging in there, man. And I was like, man, this is hilariously raunchy and just damn.
If you can get past, I forgot how raunchy it was.
I know you said we got quick time, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you can get past the raunchiness, there are some themes and some topics that warrant, like, okay, we need to sit down and talk about this. Because whatever was being talked about in the trial of R. Kelly, you see it play out today. Where it is, all right, rally the troops. This black person who's a celebrity did something really, really foul, but they kind of make good music and they kind of got a good thing rolling. Why is it always a black man who we have to come and take down?
You got the Diddy, so the R. Kelly to the Diddy.
Yeah,
okay.
so like it's still pertinent. When I'll make more time in the next show for us to delve into the whole season 1. All right. And we'll break it down more in depth. We only got like 2 minutes left. I will say the one I wanted you to watch and one I think everybody should watch is if you are of a certain age. So if you were cognizant and I guess teenage, mid-teenager, 14, 15, when 9/11 happened, watch A Date with the Health Inspector and understand that as ridiculous as that episode is, it starts with a full-length shot of a man's penis, right? Like, it is a ridiculous episode. That is about the war in Iraq. Everything that happened was said by Rumsfeld and or Dick Cheney. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. What a ridiculous line to be said by Samuel L. Jackson, who's voicing a white guy for some reason, right? And Charlie Murphy, who's also voicing a white guy. And that's said by people in charge as they intentionally maybe, accidentally maybe, mislead the masses into what ends up being, in our case, an actual war. But in the show's case, a gas station robbery gone wrong. And they don't get in trouble for it, right? Like that episode, the way
they're heroes. They're heroes at the end. They make the newspaper.
And so are we after we liberated Iraq, right? Iraqi freedom. I remember that. The way that Magruder, Rodney Barnes did that show, Magruder and Rodney Barnes, did that episode, wonderful. It was incredible. Unfortunately, we don't have more time to get into that. But next episode, we're going to break down all of season 1 because you hadn't even gotten to the story of Gangstalicious yet.
Nah, I hadn't.
So good.
But I've had a few Negro moments though.
Oh, the N-word moments. The N-word moments.
The Negro moments, man.
Oh
I've had a few of those in my life. I can tell you that for sure, man. I know we got to roll.
So much about that. So much about that. All right, thank you guys for listening. Come back. Jacob, throw it back up one more time, the schedule, if you can. We'll be back June 18th for another episode of HBCU Huddle. There's a full show schedule for you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. For Mike, I'm CJ. Everybody take care.